Next up, we have the head of Sports Association, who is also the coordinator of Fitness, Athletics, and Recreation here at Columbia, Mark Bertisevich. Welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So why did you create the Sports Association?
Well, actually, it was students that created it. It was a variety of students that got together and said, we're missing a very important part of a college experience, and that's having athletics. Their contention was, and I wholeheartedly agree, athletics brings a tremendous value to a school because it gives you all the life lessons. It teaches you about individual excellence, but it also teaches you about teamwork. It gives you all the good and bads of life, so you'll learn about the wrong things like playing at any cost, but yet, having honor and integrity and things of that nature. So it's a great thing to have at the school, and these kids got together and said, we want to have sports here. And they basically proposed to SOC that they wanted to take some of SOC and separate it so that anybody that wanted to play something competitively had its own branch, basically. And so they started out with about a dozen teams. And those teams at that point weren't all active, but there was about half a dozen teams that were somewhat active, and that's where it started to grow, and it just kept going and going and going.
Awesome. So what sports are included with this?
Well, we have some traditional sports. We have things like basketball, and we have volleyball and soccer, but we also have some non-traditional sports. Galahad, medieval combat. So you learn how to take out your angst with foam swords and shields and spikes and things of that nature. And it's really a difficult sport, but it's a great sport because you're having fun, you're getting out some angst, and you're getting a lot of exercise. In fact, the first time we had our quote-unquote real athletes merge with the Galahad kids, our real athletes were dying in 10 minutes. And here, the Galahad kids, who basically, when you look at them, you wouldn't think they were in the greatest shape, and they like to eat junk food and all that kind of stuff, and drink pop at halftime. They were fine. They were ready to go for hours.
Wow.
And then we also have things like Quidditch. Quidditch is wonderful because you look at Harry Potter and you say, how can this be a real sport? And it's like, it's a really fascinating sport and physical. And it makes no difference, man or woman, they beat the hell out of each other. It's a combination of lacrosse and football and soccer all kind of merged together.
Wow.
And the thing that's great about both both Quidditch as well as medieval combat is it helps you develop community here at the school, but they're also part of bigger communities, so that helps them develop with the community that's within the Midwest or nationwide, whether it be a different realm than Illinois, or whether it be Quidditch from the East Coast or the West Coast. And when you're in an institution and in career choices where you need lots of networking, this is a great opportunity to get that on a larger scale than just here. The other thing that was cool about athletics is by having all these different types of sports, it gives us a sense of community. When you look back when athletics first started, we were a bunch of silos. And then Manifest came in, and that was the one big thing that kind of brought us together. Well, we were hoping, and we still hope, that athletics is the moniker that brings everybody together, gives people a recognition that, hey, we are renegades, or we are whatever we are all one regardless of what silo you belong to. And so that's working out pretty good so far. Other sports that we have a couple of dance teams. We have marching band, which is coming up. The idea of having Manifest, where our own band comes and leads the way, but not only for Manifest, but for openings of plays, openings of exhibits, to have our own band come in and bring school spirit on a bigger level than just sports is a cool idea. So, and we have an outdoor collective to try to get kids out in nature, and we're always ready and willing to add more sports. If there's people that are interested, we're willing to build them.
Awesome. So who can join?
Anyone could join. Go to the Columbia website, look under Student Organizational Council, and under there you'll see Student Athletics. Click on there, you'll see what sports we have. You can access those sports if you want to go directly with one of our established ones. If you don't see a sport that you want to play, find 10 or so students on campus that have that same interest, and a few kids that want to step up and be leaders, and you could develop a team. We'll help you from start to finish on developing the team.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here once again.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. We have some great teams coming up still, so stay tuned to check them out.